Hello everybody and welcome back to round 3 of the 2008 season. Today we have the Bahrain Grand Prix. And heading into this round, Felipe Massa has the lead in the championship after winning the opening round of the season in Australia and finishing in 5th place in the second round of the season. He's ahead of his teammate Kimi Räikkönen with Kubica, Hamilton and Kovalainen all close behind. The second half of the grid yet to score any points. We've seen a few retirements in the opening round of the season, but Malaysia was a clean affair with all 22 drivers finishing the race. In the Constructors' Championship, it is Ferrari leading the way ahead of McLaren, with BMW Sauber in 3rd place, so very realistic in that regard. And Toyota in 4th ahead of Renault and the rest of the teams. Welcome to qualifying for Bahrain, where we should be aiming for a top 2 rows, so the top 4 in qualifying. We didn't do too great in qualifying in the last race in Malaysia. Of course, we got pole in Australia, so we know what the car is capable of. As we're heading out onto the circuit, for those who don't know, it's just a 15-minute qualifying session to determine the grid. We don't do the Q1, Q2, Q3 in this mod. We're out there nice and early in the session. Let's see what we can deliver on our first lap. Usually these tyres require 2 laps of warm-up, so maybe this first run won't be the quickest. I see a McLaren just rejoining onto the circuit ahead of me, so that's going to be a bit of traffic. I think it's Lewis Hamilton. Oh my god! Right, I've got to be aware that they're trying to get off the racing line, and it's their job to move out of the way, not me. 4 tenths down on what Räikkönen has just set, 32.3 from the fin. Of course, Kovalainen's gone quicker, the driver who won his first race in Formula 1 last time. And I'm a whole second down through the first 2 sectors. Like I said though, this first lap usually isn't the quickest. That's the first lap on the board of 33.2. It is 6th place, exactly a second off Kovalainen. Should be a bit faster this lap, by a few tenths hopefully. 32.8, so it is a 3.5 tenth improvement. And we're ahead of Fernando Alonso with that time, slower than Felipe Massa. Only a few minutes to go, and we're out there on a new set of the soft tyres, to hopefully move up within the top 5. Down by 2 tenths in the first sector on my previous best, so it might be another case of warming up the tyres on this lap and pushing for the next one. Done my best at warming the tyres, now it's time for the push lap. And we are green in the first sector, as Kovalainen sets a new provisional pole time of 32.019. I'm up by 4.5 tenths on my previous best. Left it all on the line there on that lap, and up towards the line goes Kubica, and across it we go, a 32.3, and it's 3rd place right now. And that's 3rd place for Robert Kubica in qualifying. Heikki Kovalainen, though, the man of the moment, on pole position by 3 tenths, ahead of countryman Kimi Räikkönen. And then it's the 2 BMW Saubers on row 2. Kubica ahead of Heidfeld. Trulli up in 5th, and then it's Felipe Massa, Fernando Alonso, Timo Glock, Sebastian Bourdais and his teammate Sebastian Vettel in 10th place. Rosberg and Nakajima, the Williams, on row number 6. Then we have 13th place Rubens Barrichello getting one over on his teammate Button. Between the 2 Hondas is the Red Bull of David Coulthard. The second Renault of Nelson Piquet Jr. in 16th, then it's Mark Webber, Adrian Sutil, Takuma Sato, Anthony Davidson and Lewis Hamilton. What in the world's going on there? Lewis Hamilton down in 21st place for McLaren. Another bad qualifying from the British driver. He started out of position in Malaysia and he's starting out of position, even further out of position here in Bahrain, and physically in last place. That's a good start to the weekend. 3rd place, we can be happy with that. Not quite matching the pace of Kovalainen, but there's a race tomorrow. Well, today in the video, of course. 57 lap race. It's going to be a one-stop strategy. Soft to hard tyres around about the halfway point in the race. So the tyres definitely up to the task of lasting that long. Now, let's try minimum podium. I want to go for the victory, though. Well, there's only one more thing to do, and that's go racing. The 2008 Bahrain Grand Prix is next. Here we are on the grid. It's quite overcast conditions today. Of course, there's no rain in the air though. It's Bahrain. 5 lights are on and we are underway here for the 2008 Bahrain Grand Prix. It's a sort of solid start for the first gear, but then we get a bit of wheel spin. But on the run down towards turn 1, we're gaining on Räikkönen. Kovalainen going to try and defend his lead around the outside. I think I get a little nudge there by Felipe Massa behind. Kovalainen also goes off. No grip on the outside of turn 1. And we're tumbling down the order. Massa splitting between Heidfeld and Kovalainen on the run up towards turn 4. So the pole sitter really losing out as we regain some of the places. Massa though not doing too well under braking into turn 4, and neither does Heidfeld. Back up the inside goes Kubica and back into 3rd place where he started. But Räikkönen does have the race lead. Kovalainen drops to 2nd. There was frighteningly little grip on the outside of turn 1. And I think Kovalainen felt exactly what Kubica did and just had to correct a snap of oversteer. And we both went off the circuit as Raikkonen defending down towards turn 11 from Kovalainen. The McLaren looking much quicker than the Ferrari. But the Ferrari of Raikkonen pushing Kovalainen wide. And that's compromised his exit. And through goes Kubica into second place. And now he can start applying the pressure to the race leader, the reigning world champion, Kimi Raikkonen. On the exit turn 13, we might have a run here down towards the final corner. Kubica will pull to the inside. And we're ahead way before slamming on the brakes into the final corner. Robert Kubica has gone from third all the way to first on the opening lap. Now it's just a matter of leading from the front. The pace on the opening lap was very good. If we can seem to extend that lead over the chasing pack, this could be a very easy afternoon. Raikkonen still under pressure there from Kovalainen and Massa. You can't discount him as well in the background in the second Ferrari. And that's 2 laps down. We already have nice healthy lead over Raikkonen. It's 9/10 of a second. He's just busy battling Kovalainen and Massa behind, so it's allowing Kubica just to pull away a little bit. Jarno Trulli, though, fastest lap of the race, 36.2. That's 4 tenths quicker than what I've just set. So I don't know why Jarno Trulli's so quick. Raikkonen much closer on that lap. I have set a personal best lap, but it seems the Finn has finally got his act together, and he's starting to put some pressure on Robert Kubica, and he does set the fastest lap of the race as well. And Raikkonen challenging around the outside of turn 11. He's definitely quicker than me at this stage. There goes Raikkonen with a run down the main straight. Which way does he pick? He's going to go to the outside for turn 1. Under braking the Finn. Maybe he's thinking about the up and under because he cannot go around the outside there. In fact, he's dropped a load of pace after that. And now Heikki Kovalainen is going to try and send it up the inside into turn 4. Probably a switch of position there. Whilst they're battling, let's see if we can just pull away a bit. And right now, Lewis Hamilton has made it up to 14th place. So he's gained 7 places on where he started. It's only lap 5, and I imagine he'll continue to climb. I'm sort of leading a train. Well, Raikkonen's leading the train right now. That goes down to around about 8th or 9th place. You can just see it on the minimap above the webcam in the bottom left now, the train. It does go down to about 8th or 9th, and then there's a big gap back to the driver behind. If this is anything like Malaysia, then the McLarens are going to be quick towards the end of the race, rather than the start of it. That's when Heikki Kovalainen really came alive. It was the second half of the Malaysian Grand Prix, and that's what actually clinched the victory for him. Now this right here is the sort of performance we need if we want to win the championship. We are pulling away from the chasing pack. The gap to Raikkonen now, almost 3 seconds. And that's a purple lap. That means it's the fastest lap of the race. Heidfeld always looks pretty quick in qualifying, although in the race he's absolutely nowhere. So I don't really know what's going on with him. He had that moment of good race pace at the start of Australia, where he took the lead from me. Or did he take the lead? He was in second place, I think. And then it's sort of fallen apart since then. Another purple lap, although Raikkonen matched my time on that lap. In fact, Heidfeld's just set the fastest lap, so maybe he was listening to me when I said that his performance has dropped off. And now Hamilton pumping in the fastest lap. I think he's in a bit of clean air now. He's made it past the back marker traffic. Another fastest lap from Hamilton. He's the first driver to dip into the 34s. That's half a second a lap quicker than what I'm doing. As we set a 35.666, Hamilton has made it inside the top 10. He's in 10th place. He's made it up 11 positions already. If this charge continues, he could actually be a factor in the podium places. And that's another fastest lap. That's a whole second quicker than my previous best lap. So Hamilton right now, very, very quick. He is on the soft tyres, just like everybody else is up front. I think there's only one driver on the hard tyres throughout the whole grid, and that's Rubens Barrichello. Or David Coulthard, can't quite remember who. Gap to Raikkonen is growing massively. It's 5.3 seconds. I'm pretty certain it's because they're battling Kovalainen and Raikkonen. Another fastest lap from Hamilton. I just set a personal best 35 flat. So Hamilton's still 5 or 6 tenths a lap quicker than me. And Hamilton has now joined the back of that massive train being headed by Raikkonen. I think a lot of drivers are faster than Raikkonen, but he's just holding everybody up. And Heidfeld's got past Massa for 4th place, so there has been a change at least. Kovalainen keeps trying to overtake Raikkonen because they keep switching around in the top left. But he can't make the move stick, and it's just slowing them down. My lead now is almost 10 seconds. And huge news, Kovalainen has made it past Raikkonen finally. Now we'll get to see the McLaren's true pace. And already Kovalainen just carving into my time. He's cut the gap by 6 tenths in the middle sector. So Kovalainen making moves, Hamilton also making moves. He's up inside the points now. He's in 7th place as there's a yellow flag in sector 1. That's briefly yellow, it's now green. And fastest lap for Hamilton, huge lap there, 34.2, as he's got the tiniest bit of clear air before catching the lead pack. It's not even the lead pack. I'm the lead pack. I'm on my own. It's the second pack. And I'm setting green sectors. The gap to Kovalainen is coming down massively. It's 4 seconds now. He's much quicker than me. Raikkonen's sticking with him as well. It goes to show how much time they lose when they're battling each other. You can see Kovalainen and Raikkonen in the rear camera now. So they are definitely getting closer and closer. A little lock up there from me inside into turn 10 we go. The gap is now only 2 seconds. He's catching so quickly. And that little mistake into turn 10 that I had on this lap is going to cost me. I feel like not Raikkonen, Kovalainen is going to just move up to the back of me and pass me very easily. There's a driver in the pits as well, one of the leaders. I think it's actually Kimi Raikkonen. As Heikki Kovalainen pops in the fastest lap of the race, it is Kimi Raikkonen in the pits. A couple other drivers in as well. So it's now Kubica, Kovalainen and Heidfeld, the top 3. Be interesting to see if it was Hamilton in the pits as well. It might explain his earlier quick pace. And Hamilton was one of those in the pits, so he's now down in 10th place. Raikkonen's rejoined in 8th position. There's no point looking at the gap in the top left. You can see the gap physically on circuit. Kovalainen is now putting Kubica under huge pressure. There could be a change in the lead here. And Kovalainen boxes. Kovalainen into the pits. Is that an undercut there? I see in the background 4th place Massa also in. Heidfeld's going to stay out, so it's Kubica leading Heidfeld at BMW Sauber 1-2. Maybe we're both on a one-stop strategy. That's 2.6 seconds back to my teammate. Both BMW Saubers here looking to extend. If this one-stop strategy works out, it could actually be a BMW Sauber 1-2 come the end of the race. I imagine we're going to see some fastest laps being pumped in by the likes of Hamilton, Raikkonen and Massa now that they're on fresh tyres. Only a 1 second gap now back to Nick Heidfeld. He's starting to push. Maybe I'll get a call over the team radio saying, Robert, move out the way for your teammate. I'm pretty sure we're on the same strategy, so it might be a straight fight. That's a massive fastest lap of 33.7. I told you they'd be pumping in those times, and that's what we can see there. Heidfeld definitely within a second now. I think he'll start getting frustrated if he can't make a move. Another fastest lap from Massa. He's lapping about 2 seconds quicker than me right now. After I come out of my pit stop, I'm pretty sure I'll be behind both Ferraris and both McLarens. But they are, of course, on a 2-stop. I'm on a 1-stop strategy. Heidfeld's so close down the back straight. Is he looking for a move around the outside? No, he doesn't. He stays behind. I think we're playing the team game here. Kubica, Heidfeld, Alonso, Glock, the top 4. None of them have boxed yet. And Massa once again, that's a 3rd fastest lap in a row. Where was this pace from Massa in the first stint? I imagine it's because he was tugged up behind his teammate and Kovalainen that he couldn't really unleash it. My first lap into the 134, so I'm trying to just shake my teammate off, but he's still right there as we got a bit of traffic. And that's DC rejoining from his pit stop. And that's worked out perfectly because he's blocked my teammate. Thank you very much, Red Bull. And I think the 2-stoppers have caught the back of Alonso and Glock. So they're going to start slowing down a little bit. Although Alonso's only 10 seconds behind me, so I'll definitely still rejoin behind them after the pit stop. As here goes Heidfeld once again looking to the outside. Still not close enough. Well, Heidfeld's going to try and overcut me then because I'm boxing this lap 26. And he actually might have a run down towards turn 1. I might have to defend the inside line. Heidfeld and Kubica doing battle here. Into turn 1 we go. We have that inside line so we can maintain the place. And in we go on the end of lap 26 for a set of the hard tyres to take us to the end of the race. And it's a good stop, 3.7. There's Alonso in the pits as well in the background alongside Timo Glock. Heidfeld stays out for one more lap. Kovalainen has already gone past me. I think so has Raikkonen, so has Massa. We're going to rejoin here in 5th position. And it was only Kovalainen who goes through. Raikkonen's still behind me, so that's good. And Heidfeld rejoining. He's miles in front of me. What in the world? How slow was I on the outlap? Heidfeld rejoining ahead of his teammate Kubica. I'm up to 4th place because the Toyota was in the pits. Massa leads the way ahead of Kovalainen. Heidfeld 3rd. Kubica and Raikkonen completing the top 5. We've all had one pit stop so far. These prime tyres, I think, are going to take a while to warm up. I just set a 34.8. It's not even better than my previous best lap, which is slightly concerning at this stage of the race. And that's a personal best, 34.5. Just trying to push to keep up with my teammate Heidfeld, who's out of reach right now. He's just past arm's length. Taken literally, that means my arm is about 60 metres long. No, even more than that. He's about 200 metres ahead of me, isn't he? Yeah, 200 metre arm length. We're faster than him. We're faster than Heidfeld right now. Need to get the message over the radio. Nick, let Robert through. He's faster right now. Unless BMW Sauber want an intra-team war. going on. They need to make the switch. Getting real close here down towards the final corner, but I'll set it up for a main straight pass if I can get the exit. Heidfeld a little lock up there as Massa continues to set the pace out front. We're in the slipstream. Well, we are in the slipstream. We're going to put it in rich mix as well to make this move even more simple. The BMW Sauber of Kubica, who moves past his teammate and into third place. It's 12.2 seconds to Kovalainen in front. That's a ridiculous gap. But remember, they are on a 2-stop. I'm on a 1-stop, so they need to stop again. I'm going to the end. Massa's 1.9 seconds quicker than me each lap. There's no way I'm catching him. Massa right now is doing enough to essentially pull a pit stop gap before stopping for the final time. He might actually be in the net race lead now. I do see a lot of traffic on the minimap though in front of the race leaders, and that might start to slow them up. I just can't go any quicker. I'm setting low 35s, high 34s, and that's the maximum pace I have on these prime tyres, the hard tyres. Heidfeld and Raikkonen tucked up behind my gearbox as well. I'm just not pulling away. I've got nothing left to give. The top two are on the option tyres, the soft tyres. 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, they're all on the hard tyres. So Hamilton and Raikkonen, they're lapping in the 35s, 34s, and the race leaders on the softs are in the 33s. Just a reminder, if you want to play this mod for yourself, I've left a link to the Discord of the creators of the mod in the description, so you can go check it out. You have to be playing on PC though. It's no console mods, unfortunately. And that is a driver in the pits. We're up to 2nd place. And is that Felipe Massa rejoining? It is. And unfortunately, we've not done enough to hold back Massa. Ferrari timing it to perfection. We're ahead of Kovalainen, but we are not ahead of Massa. And Massa now in the net race lead. He just needs to race to the checkered flag to ensure victory. Massa already starting to pull away. He does have the same tyres, but a much fresher version of them. I don't think we're going to be seeing him for the rest of the race. Maybe good news, Massa running in fuel conservation mode right now, which might slow him down a little bit. Plus the gap's 2.9. Try and push on this lap, see if we can close it. Thanks, Sato. Not a great place to let me through, but at least he's sort of got out the way. Might end up blocking Heidfeld behind, actually. Massa's still pulling away, even though he is running in fuel conservation mode in lean mix. So I think he's probably out of reach today. So it might have to be settling for 2nd place for the 2nd race running. And Raikkonen's just got in for his 2nd stop of the race. So he's all the way down in 8th position now. There's a few drivers into the pits, but it cannot be Massa, surely not. Yeah, he stays out, of course he does. There was a few back markers in the pits though. I got my hopes up briefly, just hoping he'd pit for some reason. I did gap Heidfeld by a couple of seconds over the past few laps, and now he's starting to close in again. Hamilton popping in the fastest lap. I think he had another pit stop because Hamilton is a distance off right now. I'm hoping this just isn't a one-off from Heidfeld and he does regularly score podiums. Who's to say he'll still get a podium today? I'm not too sure because Kovalainen is right now only 4.5 seconds behind him. But provided he does score regular podiums, and I'm pretty confident in my own abilities to get Kubica many podiums and victories this season, we could fight on both fronts, both the drivers with Kubica and the Constructors' Championship with BMW Sauber. I'm setting personal best laps, but Heidfeld clearly just a couple tenths quicker than me. Gap to Massa now is up to 7 seconds. Kovalainen definitely still a threat for that podium. 3.7 off teammate Heidfeld now. That's going to continue to come down over the final 13 laps in this race. It could end up being one of those seasons where we challenge for the championship whilst not even winning a single race or 1 or 2 races maximum. Sort of similar to what Keke Rosberg did when he won the championship. He only won 1 race that season. And of course in 2003 Kimi Raikkonen had a chance at the championship, and I'm pretty sure he only won 1 race that year. Maybe it's a finish thing, so maybe Kovalainen will win the championship after only winning the Malaysian Grand Prix. And that's 10 laps to go. Gap to Massa is 11 seconds. Heidfeld and Kovalainen both within a second of each other and a second of me, in terms of Heidfeld at least. With the pressure from behind, this race is definitely not over just yet. But so far this race, I've not really seen the AI overtake. I know it's happened, but I don't remember any of them overtaking me. And certainly not really seeing them overtake each other whilst I've been in visual shot of it. In true groove tyre era with refueling fashion, all the overtakes have happened through the pit stops, at least the relevant ones with Massa in front now. Never mind, there has been an overtake. Kovalainen already making it past Heidfeld. Wow, okay. The McLaren driver can overtake. It took him so long to get past Raikkonen in that first stint. But the Finnish driver has wasted no time in getting past my teammate. He's in third place now. Well, we know he got past my teammate really quickly. Now can Kovalainen challenge Kubica for the second place in this race. I feel a nice rivalry developing between Kubica and Kovalainen this season. Could actually decide the championship come the end of the year. I mean, got a safety car. A safety car has just been deployed. Wow, that's late in the day, and there's a driver out of the race. Oh, you can't make this up. So it's PK Jr. who's crashed, and it's triggered a safety car. I don't know how that's going to help Alonso. Singapore 2008 vibes. I think we box here. I'm on worn tyres. I think I box. We'd have to do some overtaking, but I reckon I could do it. I reckon there'll be 4 laps left of racing, and I'm going to rejoin maybe towards the back end of the top 10. But we'll be on fresh soft tyres. That's the plan, at least. Into the pits we go from second place under the safety car. Only time will tell if this is a good decision. It might be a terrible decision. Maybe I've thrown away an easy podium. And we're going to rejoin here. Very close between Glock and Kubica down towards turn 1. As we cross the safety car line, I'm in 8th place and ahead of Timo Glock. We've caught the back of the pack. Safety car should be in at the end of this lap. We're just waiting for one car at the back to close in and join the train. And the safety car is in this lap. We're going to have 4 laps of racing. And I'm going to run it on rich mix as well. To try and make some overtakes. Who knows? We could win this race. Next thing, the final corner. We're going racing again. Here we go. There's some back markers in the way. He's moved well out of the way, which is good. Thank you very much. That was Nico Rosberg. Down towards turn 1. We might have a lunge up the inside of Jarno Trulli. This will be the first move. Not close enough. The Toyota driver did actually leave some room on the inside. Oh, we got so much more grip than the Toyota in front. A dive to the inside of turn 8. Can we get it slowed down? Yes, we can just about. And we got the position. What the heck is happening up ahead? Oh, it's got to be a back marker. And it is. It's Mark Webber in the way. I think there's another one as well. Is that Fernando Alonso who's slowing up Lewis Hamilton? That's going to give me a chance. No, that's Alonso for position. But we have made it past Lewis Hamilton. Up through turn 13, maybe the inside line on the Spaniard of Alonso. His teammate actually brought the safety car out in the first place. We're already up to 5th. That's Raikkonen to the outside of Heidfeld for turn 11. He's made the move. Oh, Heidfeld just so slow, mate. Around the outside of the teammate. That's 4th position. 32.6. That is a second and a half quicker than my previous best lap. I'm starting to think with 2 laps to go, this ain't going to work. Yeah, the top 3 are so ridiculously quick. I don't know how. Well, Raikkonen has fresher tyres. Kovalainen and Massa, though, they have very worn tyres. I don't know how they're so quick. With 1 lap to go, yeah, I'm further off the lead than I would have been without the pit stop as we set the fastest lap of the race, but it doesn't really mean much at this stage. Kovalainen is actually pretty close to Massa and might actually be challenging on this final lap. Can we salvage 3rd place? That's the question. On the run out of turn 14 and down towards the final corner on the final lap, we might have a run here on Kimi Raikkonen to the inside of the Ferrari and under braking we go. Can we force our way through? Yes, we can. At least we get back up to 3rd place as Felipe Massa is going to cross the line to win the race. Kovalainen in 2nd and Kubica 3rd place. 2 more laps, I reckon we would have won the race. But if I stayed out on the worn tyres, who knows, maybe Kovalainen and Raikkonen would have passed me anyway, I don't know. Nick Heidfeld in the end slips all the way down to 6th place as Hamilton passes him. You can see the gap we pulled on the drivers behind. And look at the fastest lap I got on that final lap, a 31.2. That's what I needed on the 2 laps before that. I don't think I was really unlocking the true potential of the tyres. Jarno Trulli and Timo Glock, the 2 Toyotas in the points today. The Alonso of Renault. The Renault of Alonso misses out, and so does Bourdais and Vettel and the rest of the drivers down there. There was one retirement, and that was Nelson Piquet Jr., who brought out the safety car very late on. And let's see what that means for the Drivers' Championship. Well, Felipe Massa extends his lead at the top. Kubica has moved up to 2nd place, and Raikkonen and Kovalainen now tied for 3rd position. Lewis Hamilton slowly losing grip in 5th position, slowly falling further behind their leaders. And Jarno Trulli is actually ahead of Nick Heidfeld right now. Still not had too many different drivers score points so far this year. We need one of those races where half the grid retire so we can see maybe Super Aguri or Force India pick up points. Ferrari lead McLaren by 8 points. BMW Sauber in a comfortable 3rd, but with Heidfeld's poor performances and Kubica dropping points here today, they're slowly falling off the lead pack. Toyota comfortably in 4th place. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed that video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And check out YouTube channel memberships if you want to support the channel further. And I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.